Avengers Endgame brought the entire Infinity Saga to its grand finale, and it did that by delivering one rousing, jaw-dropping, heart-pounding moment after another. So we're celebrating this momentous superhero blockbuster by compiling a list of our 10 favorite moments that had us laughing, cheering, and crying. And speaking of crying, kicking off our list is the gut-wrenching opening scene of the movie where Hawkeye's family turns into dust in the wind. After sitting out Infinity War, fans demanded to know where Marvel's premier archer was, and we got to see a brief moment of him happily picnicking with his family before the effect of the snap wiped them from existence. This was a grim way to start the film, but it did its job by establishing the human emotional stakes of the movie in harrowing fashion. Don't worry, we'll get to the rousing superheroics in a minute, but first we've got another downer. Number 9 is the abrupt death of Thanos in the first 20 minutes of the movie. Thor lost so much in Infinity War, and much was made of how he should have gone for the head, but not like this. When Thor decapitates the Mad Titan, it's not heroic or satisfying. It's Thor taking a petty, hollow victory knowing he was too late to save everyone again. This moment did not feel good, but we recognize how it was key to bringing us to the lowest of the low, so it'd be that much more gratifying when the Avengers do eventually get the win.
I went for the head.
We wouldn't be doing our patriotic duty if we didn't salute Captain America for the entire sequence where he makes away with Loki's scepter. From subverting expectations in the elevator,
Hail Hydra.
to making a self-aware joke while fighting his younger self,
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
and taking a moment to admire his super soldier assets,
That is America's ass.
Cap's portion of the time heist was the gift that kept on giving. While Bro Thor was played for laughs, underneath it all, Thor had an emotionally raw arc. He dealt with depression, panic attacks, and PTSD brought on by his failure to stop Thanos. That's why it was so moving to hear Thor get a pep talk from Mom and have it proven by Mjolnir that even if he's sad and frustrated and out of shape and down on himself, he can still be worthy.
I'm still worthy.
After watching the last of the Avengers beaten down by Thanos, leaving only Captain America with nothing more than a broken shield, the Falcon's callback line was the perfect way to open up the floodgates of hope.
On your left.
And as the fallen heroes returned with an army to battle Thanos, we finally got to hear Cap utter his iconic rallying cry from the comics.
Avengers!
Assemble.
As a chaotic battle unfolded around them, the heroes engaged in what we can only describe as an Infinity Gauntlet relay race to return the stones. While more of an extended sequence than a singular moment, we had to include the whole thing on our list to do it justice.
Grit! Give it to me.
It was pure, unadulterated comic book joy to see numerous heroes working together to run the gauntlet down the field. I mean, can you believe someone wrote in the script, and then Spider-Man, holding on to the Infinity Gauntlet with his iron spider leg, lands on Valkyrie's flying horse, and it still made it into the final cut? How great is this movie, y'all? As fun as Endgame was to watch for the first time, there were a lot of moments we figured were going to happen, but no one could have predicted all of Marvel's lady heroes getting in formation to clear the way for Captain Marvel. It not only showed how far Marvel has come in giving proper representation to its many awesome female characters, but it gave us hope that there might one day be an A-Force movie. Yes, you probably called it a mile away, but that didn't make Cap finally getting that dance with Peggy any less touching. After Cap's sacrifice at the end of the first Avenger, we honestly never thought he'd get his happy ending, but Endgame used its timey-wimey plot to deliver it in just the right way. But to get that happy ending, first Cap had some bludgeoning to do, and what better way to do that than with Thor's hammer? Look, they set it up in Age of Ultron, we knew he was worthy, you knew he was worthy, Thor knew he was worthy.
I knew it.
And now it finally happened, and it was everything. Now, before we get to the final moment on our list, we have to run through some honorable mentions, because honestly, this movie is packed to the brim with so many incredible moments, big and small, that a single top 10 list could never contain them all. Moments like Scarlet Witch unleashing her powers, Rhodey and Nebula bonding over being part machine, the Ancient One fighting in the Battle of New York, Hulk giving Ant-Man his tacos, Thor commandeering the Asgardians of the galaxy. Ant-Man reuniting with Cassie. Iron Man reuniting with Peter. Clint killing some Outriders. Clint getting a call from his resurrected family. Aww. These kids who just do not want a picture with Ant-Man. Thanos getting a taste of his own dusty medicine. Nebula dunking on Quill.
Your choices were him or a tree.
Thor dual-wielding Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
Let's kill him properly this time.
The Avengers suiting up in matching uniforms for the very first time, marching to the Avengers theme. And pretty much everything Captain Marvel does.
Where are you going?
To kill Thanos.
But what would it all mean if it didn't lead to something moving, poignant, and memorable? That's why the #1 moment in Endgame belongs to none other than the armored Avenger who started it all, Iron Man. Now, Tony Stark has always been a futurist, but early in the movie we saw he finally had someone whose future he was fighting for.
Love you tons.
I love you 3,000.
And so when Doctor Strange reminded him that there was only one way to win, he knew what he had to do. And he did it in classic Tony Stark fashion, bringing the entire MCU franchise full circle.
I am inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
So what do you think of our list of the top Endgame moments? It was really hard to choose. Let us know your favorite 10 moments in the comments. And for more on the MCU, check out our video explaining everything you need to know about the upcoming movies Thor, Love and Thunder, and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.